Thank you, sweet girl. And indeed, greetings upon you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me here again on a beautifully overcast day on a Thursday. Thank you for allowing an opportunity for us to have something revealed to us. Within the ordinary, the extraordinary. Within the ordinary, you as that which is extraordinary. So thank you, Jovan. Thank you for joining me, Brother Isaac. So nice having you here as well. Good morning, party people. Here we are, dude. Once again, it's gonna be a weedy day. I felt like it was not calling to me, but just like I wanted to. And we're listening to ourselves. Shannon, beloved friend, thank you for joining me again. It's so nice to have you, indeed. And hi, Melt Fab, indeed. And hi to you, brother Ryan, dude, dude. So I've had like a relatively eventful day. Got some cooking done, got some exercising done, did some productive work, and then the power went off at 1 again and came back at like around 3-ish. Like during the power outage, I wanted to make myself a coffee, and I decided to do so with like the gas powered kettle. Is that how you say it? Damn it! I'm like dating myself. Anyway, so I made myself this coffee, and like I'm rushing to get to the shower, and I'm showering, and it was one of the most difficult showers yet. Like I actually screamed. I was like, "You can do this!" So like the way that I see about see it at this point is in walls, right? Like every single time you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, you hit these walls, like these mental walls, where you reach this point where everything in your body is screaming to you to stop, right? So now instead of listening to that everything in my body screaming stop, I'm just like, okay, look at that. Wall one. And then I imagine myself melting through it. And then I find myself at the other side of the discomfort, still present, still myself, if you will. And then I'm like, okay, there we go. Wall one transcended. And then I wait for the second wall, and I wait for the third wall. And today on the third wall, like it was genuinely like an aggressive thing at that point where I had to push myself to the limits. And then like I finished the shower, I get ready, I finish up everything that I need to finish up, and then I went to my yoga class, and then the Wi-Fi for some reason is not working. So I run back, I reboot the Wi-Fi, I run to the to the actual class. I get into the class, and then I'm like, they're already busy with the song. I'm just like falling in line. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then while I'm like in my shavasana, trying to calm down, people need my attention. So I'm like, oh well, yes, guess I'm gonna give my attention. And then I come back, and it is legit. Like my brother was one of the people that needed my attention, needed to help him with something. And like as I'm helping him, I tell him, I think one, I might have overdone it with the caffeine. I don't know if I did overdo it though. I just had a coffee, so I don't think I overdid it, but it feels like I overdid it. And then two, because of the caffeine plus the cold shower, I feel like I can run through walls right now. Like legitimately, like the amount of momentum in my being is just like, he's like, go, 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 wherever it is, you need to go there. And then like I'm trying to do yoga in this mindset, and I'm like, yes, okay, whew, calm now. Oh man, like it's so beautiful to me. Today I want to talk about revelations. I was laying in shavasana, just trying to think about what revelation means to me, and how in this journey that we're a part of now, I seek revelation, right? Like we have these revelations in life, things that basically come to us as truths, but it's the ordinary. You understand the ordinary in a new way, and that becomes your revelation. And the thing that I've noticed with myself is that I try to overcomplexify things sometimes, and then I almost rob myself of the revelations that could be to be had. Seeking for revelations, from a place of divinity when the ordinary is where the revelations are going to be in the first place. To see the ordinary as the revelation, to see the ordinary as the very thing that it is you're here for. So we're gonna write revelation. Okay, our intention has been set. Gonna read something worth saying as I calm myself down. All events are perfectly neutral, and you are free to see them any way that you want. All events are perfectly neutral. You know, this is perfect. It's literally a perfect thing we're saying, especially in this context of seeking revelation, because in that context, there is no such thing. There is either actually there is no such thing or there is only such a thing. Like you can only have this moment, this current experience, this current ordinary experience can be your revelation in this moment to moment experience. And it's just about how you perceive it. Whew. Man, that was a good one. You're the good one, Mariah. Thank you for joining me, friend. It's nice to have you. Melita, so nice having you here, beloved friend. Thank you for joining us with your presence. Oh, I had a wake and bake kind of day today. The chilly overcast, such a good vibe. Dude, I'm happy that you're joining me in this frequency. I'm looking forward to joining you as well. I'm not there just yet, but I'm pretty sure writing revelation on the the intention, or as our intention, plus feeling like I have more directionality in my want to go than I usually do. It's gonna take us places. I'm not sure where it's gonna take us, but we'll find out together. Before we smoke it and before we start rolling, even we're gonna go through. Do I want to go through our checks? You know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I think we're gonna go through the checks while I'm rolling. I hope your friends are okay with that. That won't be too distracting. It's so cool to hear about the energy you had, friend. The way you put it, momentum, just proof of how powerful our minds are and how vast the experience of life is. So many feelings to have. Like the way I'm feeling today, if you if we had to like split me, that is melt, into two different entities, and these two different entities, one of them is residing in the now as me in this moment, and one of them is residing in the now as me in the moment that was yesterday in this moment. Like literally polar opposites of beings, where this version of me, or rather that version of me, would absolutely despise like just be looking at this version of myself and be like, bro, can you sit down? Can you please relax me? Please, please. Oh, I'm happy to be sharing the joy with you friends today. I would like for us to do like a little bit of a check-in with ourselves, and to reveal to ourselves our innermost thoughts, our innermost feelings about what it is, where it is you are right now. And you can start with the what it is you are right now, but that question can be a little bit of a yikes. Just thinking about what am I? Are you a human? Sure. Are you just a human? I'm not gonna say anything. You have to ask yourself. And does that make you feel more grounded or less grounded? Isaac. Wait. I've been enjoying smoking a small J in nature on my bike and just riding through the spring town. It feels completely different than staying inside and playing games and munching on endless food. I agree completely, Melita. The way that I've been enjoying smoking weed the most is just puffing on a joint and just walking in nature. And then I'll puff on this joint and I'll be under a tree. And then this tree, you know, in my world communicates to me. And it's like, yes, look. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. Smokes a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, a good tree, thank you. And then like I had this whole revelation again, under this tree, spending a moment with that tree, and then I move on to the next. I spend a little bit of a moment with a bug, with an animal, and then they communicate to me as well, and then there's a revelation that comes from that. And it's this constant process of just allowing yourself to see. And nature is going to be able to communicate a lot more to you than you'll ever be able to communicate to yourself by trying to find information, be it through a game or any other form of information. Nature knows. Nature knows. And it's from that point that we recognize ourselves as that nature, right? In this moment, your body is on a very visceral level the embodiment of nature. Your body is nature. And the experiencer of nature is spirit, is soul, is the thing you actually are. So just giving reverence, just giving honor to your nature in this moment, to feel so in tune with nature in this moment, to know that you're an integral part to this nature and that you are exactly, exactly to a T where you need to be. Mm, How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? Does it inspire creativity? Does it inspire an emotional response? Does it inspire a sense of curiosity? Just allowing yourself to breathe in this moment, taking deep in breath, really filling yourself with air, and then exhaling, evacuating every little bit of it. You cannot stop feeling, right? Even if you're numb, you feel that. You can feel nothing as well, and even nothing is a feeling. And to realize that you have this ability to feel with such capacity the ordinary, and that you are the very thing that reveals to yourself that which you need to know in this very moment. I'm not here to tell you anything. I don't know anything. Like I'm like literally just another human being on planet Earth. I don't know what your life is gonna be. I don't know what your lesson is gonna be. But you do. You do. And in this moment, we recognize that. We recognize that your life is the revelation. Your life is the miracle of the universe. Your life is that which you are here to experience. You're not here to experience anything other than your life and the lives of others. Life is why we're here. Love is why we're here. And just feeling into your will, like you literally willed yourself to be here. You have chosen to incarnate in this body, in this time, in this life, to reveal to yourself what it is you need to reveal to yourself. And I can't tell you what that is. You allowing yourself the most ordinary of moments is going to be that revelation. Feeling into this choice, feeling into this one to reveal to yourself. Mm. Moving that awareness up into your heart, thinking about this beautiful organ as we have labeled it as a Western society. You know, this organ, as all your organs have just been supporting you, ceaselessly supporting you, not expecting any thanks, not expecting any recognition, not expecting anything, and yet revealing to you that love is true in every single moment. Love is true. Love is true. Love is true. Just constantly invigorating your entire being with the existence that is you. The very first thing, the very first organ, rather, that your body ever formed was your heart. Even before your brain, you had a heart. And that heart has been beating ever since its original formation. Whew, how compassionate. Huh? Is there any way to think of something more compassionate than your heart? Just your heart in this moment as one of the most compassionate beings. Let's call your heart a being of its own. One of the most compassionate beings in the entire existence. And it's within you. It is you. To feel into this compassion and to want to communicate it to people. To want to communicate it to people. To feel that compassion with a depth that you're like, I need to share this. I need other people to know. I need other people to feel this compassion, this love, this attention to self. I want to share this revelation that I've had that I am, that I am, and that you are too, and we are together. We figured out how to communicate, I believe, for that reason, to be able to show someone that I am. I am. Allow yourself in this moment to say that. I am. Regardless of the things I've been through, regardless of the difficulties I faced, regardless of the lack or the abundance of revelation in my life, I am. Just saying those words, I believe, unlocks a part of ourselves that's intuitive. It addresses a part of ourselves that is beyond what can be seen, beyond what can be felt, beyond what can be quantified, but can only be experienced. Can only be experienced. And you are experiencing that right now. Every single person on planet Earth is experiencing that right now. Some of us are more aware than others, but every single one of us has a role to play in this grand revelation of the universe. The Earth is in this moment. Just fly, dude. Dude, can you not, please? Please? You can sit on my hair, that's fine. Just not on my face. Thank you. Dude, recognize that from this place of intuition, you can see the Earth as an intuitive being, revealing either to itself or to the entire universe a message of love. That in this moment we have this ability to recognize our unity, to recognize our connection with all that is, and to give back from your infinite source of creativity, and to receive from your infinite source, your infinite connection and unity. Rudo! 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 Dude, is that loud? I don't want to scream any louder. Rudo! Dis baie hard, Boeta. Ankie. He's like, I put it a little bit softer. Okay, shouldn't be too bad. I hope your friends, won't hear too much of it. I do believe we finished. I do. Like my mind is still. Go, go, go. This way. Come on, this. Go. Feels. Wait. Okay, it's so cool. and enjoying smoking. Prepare for the joint monkeys. I wonder, did we have any joint monkeys? You friends like, Melt, please start smoking that joint right now. Okay, so we'll start smoking the joint right now. This joint was rolled with the intention of revelation, and I'm not gonna pretend like this joint is gonna reveal anything to me, but every single puff I take, I'm just going to think about what revelation means to me, what revelation means to you, and I kind of like to imagine these intentions that I set as like a building block of a fractal, right? I kind of imagine our brains as these fractal generators. You have all of this dense mass of neurons, and then depending on which little pattern it takes, you experience something. And that pattern, in my mind, is a fractal. It's like a, right? So by taking the intention, today's is revelation, and like putting that in the forefront of my mind, and then allowing my mind to fractal off from there, information gets revealed to us, and it's the ordinary. It is this experience that reveals to us everything. It reveals to you what you are supposed to be experiencing. So thank you, friend, for joining me here. Isaac, my favorite way, smoke joint, seat myself in my garden, and continue smoking said joint. That is one of my favorite ways as well, Mariah. Exactly 101 characters in the last statement. I'm not surprised at all, actually. I've been seeing so many synchronicities as of late, like a lot. And I believe you friends have as well, actually. Aiden, brother bear, nice to have you. Recently, I've been doing hiking with a joint and a hammock and just setting up for a bit. It's been so nice. It's getting toasty in Virginia again, so it's nice to be outside. Brother Bear, thank you for allowing yourself such a beautiful experience. Right? Like that. Just being able to celebrate with one another the beautiful experiences people allow themselves. Instead of being jealous, instead of wanting them to have less than you do, to celebrate them for their beauty, celebrate them for their joy, to celebrate them for their awe inspired adventures. Because it's you, friend. If someone else is having the most beautiful experience and someone else is having the most horrible experience, it's you. It's you on both sides of that spectrum of infinity. So celebrating the good, we uplift that. And being compassionate and empathetic and sympathetic with the bad, we allow it to be healed, influencing our fractal into infinity. Hey there, you and I both. Oh, such good audio effects for the heartbeat. I'm happy that you were there with me, Melita. Thank you so much. Aiden, you and I both are fully feeling this nice weather. I'm in love with spring lately. Have it. Take, absorb it. Let the ordinary reveal to you all that there is. Oh, absolutely. Spring always makes me feel so alive and full. I should, as it should, my brother, and it should, as it should, my brother, and it should. Yeah. Kathy Melty says, Good afternoon. How are you, my friend? Watching you from YouTube today for a change. Hope you were well. Much love to you. I'm doing well. Thank you, Kathy. Kate. It is Kate, right? I do, yeah, yeah, it is. It is Kate. Kathy Black. Thank you for joining us, my friend. I'm doing well. I'm feeling very tired. I'm, I'm pushing myself a little bit harder than I'm used to being pushed. I'm coping, and I'm surprising myself with my ability to cope, but I am pushing myself hard. Okay, I was just like pressing buttons on the joint monkeys, the people that get like super viscerally angry that I don't light the joint instantaneously. I'll light the joint. I just wanted to get close to the bottom of the YouTube comments at least first. Revelation, revelation, revelation. Is there anything you want revealed? That's the question I asked myself. Is there anything you want revealed? And you know what the odd thing is? I'm not sure I do. Is that the right answer? Do I want anything to be revealed? Or is everything exactly as revealed as it has to be in this moment? Is that the revelation? I just see. I don't know. I don't know, but it seems whatever, intention we've set is working. Ah, yes. The contemplative juices is flowing. I'm so excited for our chat tonight. It'll be a good one for sure. I'm doing well, busy in the last month before the wedding and loving seeing spring happen before my eyes. Brother Bay, I'm so happy that you're gonna get to actually like have a wedding with that like mental energy as well, like literally seeing new life starting to flourish in your external environment, and then getting married as you're like in that mental state. That sounds so beautiful, Brother Bay. That sounds so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make it to the chat tonight. What time is it gonna be? 9 p.m. America time, I will believe. Thank you. It'll be 9 p.m. I think in Haywire Hills Discord. Thank you so much, Isaac, for letting us know. It is Kate, but also Kathy. Thank you so much for letting me know, friend. I'm dying for some hammock time. It's been a bit rainy, but loving seeing nature. Take a big drink. Yeah, it's been pretty rainy this side as well. Trying to get outside to do some work in the yard and the garden. Nice day here today. Finally. Spring is finally here, I think. I do believe so. And winter is finally here as well. Yeah, double, yeah, of course. It's so strange being in a balance of feeling into just being, and then the other part of my life is like, go, 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 make appointments, go, please, go places, and then right back to Zen in the woods. That is where I'm at as well right now, Isaac. Like, it's funny to me because the part of us that I believe, rather, the part of us that wants to be in nature, that wants to be immersed in this, experience is like right brain, like creativity, nature oriented. And the left brain of ourselves is the part that's like, yeah, I do this and then you do that and then this needs to be done and then so and so and then such and such. So, like, because I've been trying to live into my right brain more than my left brain, I'm just kind of like outsourcing my left brain's job to like technology, where now I have a calendar. So it's like, yeah, go, 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 appointments, appointments, places, places. But now I'm doing it on an electronic little sheet. And then after closing said electronic sheet, it's like it collapses in my mind as well. Like there's just nothing there. And I could just be free. And then, I get a little chip 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 chip. And then it's like, oh, by the way, you're not free. And I'm like, oh, I'm not free. But look at that. Guess how I'm not free. And then I go and do the not free thing. And then afterwards I'm free again. And it's this ebb and flow back and forth. It's so beautiful. I'm there with you, Isaac. It's gonna be rainy today, but I'm still thinking about going for a hike. Rain hiking is such a vibe though. Aiden, like you have just unequivocally proven that you are a more powerful being than I am. Oh, for sure, as long as you've got shoes, okay, for the mud. I love rain hike. You friends are like I'm like here and you friends are like definitely up here. Being able to hike in the rain, like you have to be so much more powerful than my brain is like, yes, sure you can hike in the rain, but how about you don't? How about you don't do that? And while I hike alone, I hike barefoot, so it doesn't matter for me. Like, when I was like, yes, I'm here, and like you're here. Actually, Aiden is like more here. But we don't need anything revealed. We are the space in which these things happen, within view or not. We are certain. We are the curtain itself. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We are the curtain itself. It is up to us when we reveal what we want to see. Oh, that's literally the first thing that I noticed as soon as I started smoking this joint as well. I was asking, I was like, okay, yeah, come on, revelation, come on, revelation, come on, come on, inviting it. And then the revelation comes like, you know, there's no such thing, dude. Oh hell yes, dude! I love that. I love you, Isaac, so much, dude. So much I can't even tell. Like literally, I'm like, how much do I love Isaac? And then my brain is like, you want information? And then it's like, and I'm like, oh, all right, thank you. I've always been adverse to more layers. I like it hot outside, so short and bare feet. I don't. I like being barefooted. I just really don't like stepping on stones barefooted. Mm. And maybe I'm just like biased because our hiking trails are very rocky. Like, dude, like up the, Tafelberg, for example. Like I ran for some reason. There was like I don't know what it was. There was something about it. Like I think I got exhausted climbing a mountain, and then for some reason my mind convinced itself if you run up the mountain, then the amount of time you'll be exhausted for will be less. And I was like, yeah, that's sound logic. So I did. And I would have literally like come up to the top of the mountain with just like bare stumps, dude. If I wasn't wearing shoes. Oh goodness. Indeed. Again, Ryan on B, Shelly, Lynn. Thank you for joining us, my friends. You'll box yourself in if you hit all those walls. Mhm. What a cool thing that is to say. Thank you, Lynn. You'll box yourself in if you hit all of those walls. I feel like that is why the wall I'm trying to hit is the wall at the end of infinity. Literally. Like that's the joke. That's why we're doing it every day. Is because like, oh yeah, infinity, huh? Let's see. let's let's just let's let's do it. Let's go for infinity. Why not? Hey Heather, thank you for joining us, my friend. Let's take a breath. Thank you, well behaved troll. I'm feeling good, dude. Like sometimes, the amount of enthusiasm doesn't allow your body to keep up, but I'm here with you, friends, nonetheless. For anyone that has a spare moment, please send Uncle Becky some positive energy. I sent him a message this morning actually on B. Can you share some more with us? Like we can maybe direct some of our attention. You got it. But we're sending love, actually. Let's see. Mm, the last while, the very first imagery I see is a plane for some reason. Like I see like a normal airliner, kind of like from top view. I don't know why. Let's try again. Mm, I'm seeing an infinity symbol, like a infinity symbol like this, up and down. But then the infinity symbol isn't just like an object or a picture of itself. It's more a void. And then within that infinity symbol void, there grows the branches of a tree and then the roots of a tree at the bottom of it. Uncle Becky in the center of that. Healing energy being sent his way. Thank you, Aunt B, for giving us a chance to. Briggs, it's been a while, friend. It's nice to have you here again. I'm getting callous. Oh, goodness. Virginia, more shores. Okay. Virginia has some more soil slash clay walking trails. So as long as I'm very mindful of the steps, I can move around the sharp stones. Okay, that sounds a little bit better. I'm slowly getting calluses, but it's taking a while. That's the way, dude. Literally get, level 4 feet or whatever, where you would describe that. My brother was just camping in Alaskan tundra, and it rained 6 days straight. Oh, oh, I just, had a traumatic experience thinking about camping in 6 days of straight raining. So much love to your brother, Isaac. Thank you for sharing that. Super cold and wet the whole time. Very cantankerous to camp in and keep dry, not stick. Hmm, cantankerous. I feel like I just gained like 5 IQ points saying that word. I don't think I've ever used it. A part of me wants to, like start growing my vocabulary. Just like spend a day, looking at words I use and then thesaurusing them and then like learning all of the alternatives. And then a part of me is like, why say many word when few word do job? Right? Cantankerous. Cantankerous. I do believe that's the way you say it, right? Do let me know if I'm saying it incorrectly. I'm slowly getting answers. It's intense to really commit to the Canis feet life. I had a rocky area nearby as a kid, and I'd climb the rocks bare feet, and my feet really got good at clinging to a rock. You literally evolve to. The reason our fingers gain those little grooves when they get wet as well is you are actively, literally within hours, evolving. Your body transforms in order to have better grip in water. Excuse me? Excuse me. What do you mean within hours? Actually, within minutes, technically, right? Like within 30 minutes of being in water, that happens. Within minutes, my body transforms because of a new environment. What the hell? And then thinking about how much your body can transform over a lifetime. And in this moment, you are revealing to yourself what you can become. You like that? I'm happy, dude. I feel it as well. You are a being of infinite potential, of actual infinite potential, and you can do anything. You can be anything. And within infinity, you will be. You just have to choose to be it now. You have to imagine it possible first, though. We usually don't even allow ourselves that luxury. Huh? Imagine that if you will allow yourself to. Imagine not allowing yourself to imagine. Like believing you're so unworthy that you can't even think about things. You can't even think about things and believe them. You can't think about things and not believe them. Human beings, yo. We have a friendly bee saying hello to us. Hey, dude. I felt I felt like that excited bird noise came from my brain. That's an empowering thought. I feel it as well, Jovan. Usually I leave the birds be, but I had to reply to that one. So thank you for saying that as well. Growing vocabulary is fun, but honestly, I feel Pam Pam speaking with colorful words. I feel Pampa, Pampas, Pompous. You see, this is exactly why I need to be growing my vocabulary. Oh goodness, thank you for that moment, Mariah. I appreciate that. I feel you as well. It's like trying to find that balance, because I feel as soon as you start using words that people don't use in their day-to-day life, it can cause like a sense of separation again, of like, oh, this person is such and so, and I am only this and such, and stories. Stories convincing ourselves that we are separate. Thank you very much. Thank you. Some queer fools that are playing a little bit. I'm actually feeling a bit worse, keeping my sense of humor. That's the only thing we can do on P to stay healthy. Like, I hope the kids are giving you a break, maybe bringing you some things. They usually handle a little bit better. If they are handling a little bit better, will do on P. So sorry to hear that y'all aren't feeling well. The sickness that's going around is no joke. I was sick so long, it triggered my depression. Unreal. Heather, how are you feeling right now, my friend? Please do let us know. You know we're here for you. I tapped into my inner Kira and tipped up the stairs on the front porch and tripped up the stairs on the front porch. Kira Burb's getting called out. Where's she at? She has to come and defend herself right now. I'm fighting it. So glad. You're starting to feel better. I'm assuming you're okay after tripping up the stairs. Thank you for like laughing a little bit at yourself as well. I'm about to bust. I hope you bust your belief systems up, friend. Melt them into little bits and then use that goop to reshape that which you want for yourself. Yes. When there is just a woodpecker hitting on a tree like 30 feet behind me, he is so loud. Actually putting out waves, dude. Making his presence known, being a center of the universe as well. Please tell Uncle Becky he's a positive influence in places he doesn't even know about. I use his words to end my meetings. I use the breathing to help my colleagues. So much love to Uncle Becky. Thank you so much for that. Shelly, I appreciate that. Yeah. I see like a face. It has like eyes like this, and then it has like like a jawbone like that, and then it had like a little divot almost, and then a small, almost like a very elongated cylinder at the top of its head, and then it had another version of itself on top of that. Ooh, oh goodness, he's so beautiful. Look at this. I hope he's not a jumper. He might be, but he's so pretty. Man, the light is not great. Please, Mr. Cell Phone, can you focus on the stick? The stick, Mr. Cell Phone. Look at the spider, damn it. Maybe if I do this. Maybe if I do this. And then, yes, we had it for a second. Such a cool dude. He's a little spooter, man. Chilling on the stick. There's a bunch of them on the stick at this point. But that one looks so gentle and very furry. Let's see on the YouTube as well. Let me show you. Unfortunately, it's reconnecting. Sorry. Look at this dude. I think it's in the wide lens. There we go. Yeah, the YouTube looks so much better. What a cool looking dude. He's pretty big. He's pretty big. I mean, finger for scale. That's pretty close to him. Focus, mister. Look at that dude. Man, getting visited by a spooder man. How blessed are we? I've never seen one of those. That's why I'm so fascinated. It's like, imagine if you are, and I do believe you are, like a traveler of the cosmos, and you get to go to different planets, discover new intelligent creatures. And we just had a meeting for the first time with a creature we've never met before. Tell your kind good things about humanity, please, Mr. Spooter. Hey, Peppermint Moon. Okay, thank you for joining us, my friend. It's nice to have you here. Ebony, nice to have you here as well. Lisa, B, Lynn, did Kira do that? I broke my foot last year. Yeah, Kira still has a broken foot. It's still in a cast, I believe. I've really noticed this spring how many animals are just super chill if you sit down in the woods and don't move for a while. They realize they realize that you're not that different to them. And that is the only thing that we need really to be revealed to us as a collective humanity, is that the things you're looking at in this outside world is not that different to you as you've convinced yourself. Not other people, not even the trees or animals. And by recognizing, that unity within the oneness of us all, you give yourself so much freedom. You realize that there really isn't anything to be afraid of. that there is only love because it's you. It's just you. Your capacity to create love in this experience or to create hate in this experience. And it's a guaranteed almost that if you're living in a state of perpetually telling yourself a story of self-hatred, that you're going to hate others as well. Because again, it goes both ways. You're both sides of that infinity. I appreciate you friends so much for the amount of love that you share, with me, with the friends here in the chat, with yourselves. Thank you. I don't know if we tell ourselves thank you enough for the love we give ourselves, but I would like to thank you in this moment for that. Allow yourself to give even more. You deserve that too. I think we might move a little bit back. Oh goodness, I don't want to. Okay, I see you. I'm scared I'll squash him. You see, and that's the real thing that's scary about aliens. Not really that they would want to kill us, or the scary thing about AI. It's not really that they would want to kill us. They might just be so freaking intelligent that they have goals beyond your imagination and definitely beyond what is capable for your existence at the same time, for example. And I'm butchering what I want to say, but to put it in an example, human beings, when we decide to build a house, or when I decide to sit down here, I'm not really doing it with much regard for what is going on in this immediate square. And I could be killing things by accident, right? I'm not trying to, I'm not doing it intentionally, but it could be happening. Or there's like an anthill on a house ground. And then as you're like digging foundations, you're digging up the anthill. That's the only thing that is potentially scary about AI or like hyper intelligent aliens. But at the same time, I feel like that is why we're taking the steps we're taking as humanity, why we have to evolve as a species in order to not get stepped on. Please, please, humanity, please. Being stepped on is really not a vibe. Please, let's stop hating one another. How about that? Let's put down the weapons of mass destruction. How about you put that shit right down? Never look at it again. Killing everybody on planet Earth, killing everything on planet Earth multiple times over. Sure. If you're very insecure, that sounds it sounds like something that you can do. But please. Please. Ah? Oh, humanity. It's both. it's it's both. All of the beautiful, all of the art, all of the creation, with all of the destruction. A beautiful friend of mine just allowed me to see again this this difference between creating things and destroying things. How it's capable to destroy something like that, right? Like it's for Siobhan, and she was talking about making piñatas. You spend hours making this, piñata, and then in seconds, you beat it to bits. And we do these things with our lives sometimes, with our relationships, with our creative endeavors. Creating things, creating for ourselves the world we want is gonna be difficult. It's gonna take some effort from all of us. But we're capable of that. We're capable of everything. Actually everything. So the least we can do is start with like a little bit of the everything, like a fraction. The fraction of an infinity. But the joke is, even if you're only doing a fraction of infinity, you're still doing infinitely. So just start, friends, with whatever it is you want to do. Allow yourself that. Allow yourself that. Yes, I suppose. Suppose you do, friend. She did. Full on broke her foot, cast and all. Literally. Good, wholesome, peaceful softness. I feel love is true, it is, Ebony. I feel light, and I don't feel the constant pain that robs me of life. In this moment, I escape that into a place of relaxation that renews my spirit. Goodness. Yo, friend. Yo. Like that message filled me with peaceful softness and light, brother Bear. Oh, beloved sister, thank you so much for sharing that. It's the first organ. Mm, is it an organ? Might be the first orifice. I knew she broke her foot. That the exact way. I had a boot for 3 months. This like you broke it in the exact same way, Lynn. And we also have another friend called Worldly Assumptions who streams on Reddit who also broke her foot on stairs. So it seems to be a trend. No, absolutely. Hate is the destruction of love. Man, I missed a lot of them. Hate is the destruction of love. I don't know. I think you maybe sent that message before I actually mentioned your creation and destruction message as well, Jovan. Even more synchronicity. Even more synchronicity. Absolutely. I was on a trail by a marsh and meadow area, and the immense amount of chipmunks and squirrels all around me, so alive, and I'd be still. You could just hear all the life, just like brimming, little fractals. No, thank you, Mel. In in loving you, I have indeed loved myself more deeply and honestly than ever before. Your heart that is like a bright yellow and then an orange around it and then a red around it and it's just like thank you so much for that. Thank you for loving yourself that way. Yo, Mariah, thank you so much. Anger is a smudge on the mirror of God. It is just a smear and a distraction of what you are, something that you look at instead of seeing yourself. Thank you. Thank you, Aiden. Man, you friends are so in tune. Anger is all a part of the experience. We are not of the level to decide what we are not, only choose in the moment which aspect of infinity to lean into. Let's craft a being of love and light together. I appreciate all you do, friends. This wouldn't have been nearly as full of love without you all. Isaac puts down big old mirror. Thank you, brother bear. Talking about people we love and miss in this space, Diana. Love you so much, my friend. Thank you for joining us here. It's so nice having you with us. Thank you. How are you doing? How are the kids? I knew she broke her foot, but had no idea okay, I can put it one. Yeah, my guy, how many shrooms have you taken in your day? So the last time I had mushrooms was like I think a little bit longer than 2 weeks ago now. I had 2.22 grams. And then before that, it was the 27th of January, where I had more than that. And before that, it was somewhere in December, and those were the last big trips that I think I'm gonna go on for a while because I went on a bunch of mushroom trips, like definitely my fair share, but I feel most of the information that I was seeking, I've already gained now, right? Like there was a part of myself that was seeking revelation in those mushroom experiences. And I pushed it and I pushed it and I pushed it to the point where I was no longer able to see anything else. than the thing I wanted revealed to myself. And that revelation was so jarring that I don't know if I am that comfortable being in that state of mind that regularly at all. Like any more than 4 times a year, I feel going forward might be too much. So thank you for asking, friend. Like I feel I needed to say that to myself as well. They can definitely reveal some things to you. But after you've had the revelations, stop seeking. After you have had revealed to yourself that you are both the revealer and the one that gets revealed to, you can just sit and wait. You can be patient. You can be like, oh, okay, look at this. Oh, they put a twist in it. Oh goodness. Oh no. Now this thing is happening. Oh, look at that. Oh, now it's gonna be so and so. Okay. All right. Here I am. What's next? Let's see. In this moment, revealer and revealed. All you have to do is pay attention. My life missed a bit. So my brothers, there we go. So my brothers and I were talking about the latter half of our trip, about what if we get psychic links that can allow us to tap into the experiences of of one another. What animals would you want to experience? A bird, 100%. Like I feel I would want to be a bird first, out of all of the animals. Then a butterfly, just because I would want to be able to taste with my hands and feet. Like I'm like, yeah, flying through the air, and just like because I have multiple eyes, I'm like tripping the fuck out because my entire universe is just broken up fractal geometry. And then I see like these beautiful, like literally shining, glowing entities, calling me to them. And then I'm like, whoa, whew, flies through these things. And then it gets revealed to me that they're flowers and they smell amazing. It's just like these, like my entire being is just filled with this experience of aroma. And then I sit and I touch this flower and flavor just hits my being, just like life force gets like pumped into my essence, and I get to eat from this thing. And while I'm doing this, like bunch of stuff gets all up in me because I'm like so entrenched in this flower and this experience of being able to experience this flower that there's just like this, little pieces of specks on me everywhere. And then I go to the next flower and then the specks fall off. And then that flower gets pollinated by that. These beautiful fruits grow. And then another creature, a bird, comes and lands on that tree branch and then gets to, smell the beautiful fragrance of that fruit, gets to, hold on to that little branch, gets to eat of the sugars that that fruit has grown. And it's just like the layers of beauty that is within us and within this reality. You just have to, believe. Believe in yourself. Oh, oh, believe that you've made the right decision to be where you are right now. Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you make the right decision? You've gone through it this far. You have learned as much as you have thus far. You have experienced so much change, so much turmoil, so much pain, so much trauma, and yet you're still capable of love. What more are you capable of? What more is there to experience? What more are you going to experience? How much more will we be allowed to experience now that we're sharing these experiences with one another? We're seeing synchronicities more so than ever. Man, I feel like I'm tripping the hell out, yo. Yes, help me. Someone said help. It got dark. Whoa. It got dark through imagining how cool it would be to fly as a hawk until a hunter gets you or something, and you have to feel all the emotions and how yikes it could get. I was like thinking as soon as I was starting to talk about being a butterfly, the fact that the very burb that I just was could be eyeing me as a butterfly as well, dude. Like I've seen more times than I'd like to admit. Well, like I was like, I really like to almost like project my consciousness onto a little butterfly if I see one flying in my environment, where I'm like, yes, I'm a butterfly. What am I seeing? Imagining the perspective, looking down on the world, and then I just see a bird swoop down. Like just ripping this butterfly out of the sky that I was just looking at it, and like seeing these little wings flutter down to the floor. And I'm like, and this too. Even that. It can be dark. Yeah, you're right, Isaac. And yet, that is also what you are. Both hunter and hawk tries to enjoy the reality of a bird, perceives PTSD instead. Yeah, yeah, exactly that. Loving with you, Mariah. I've never known how to love myself unconditionally before all of this. And since I know how to now better than ever, I'm loving you all more than I ever have loved before. Evolving our capacity to love infinitely because we're showing up for that. It's like love is true, and then we show up for that love, and then showing up for that love increases our capacity to experience that love. It's like every single skill you exercise, you get better at. And the skill we are exercising is our capacity to feel love, to feel acceptance, to feel compassion for other human beings. I don't think I've ever said it that way, but that is exactly what we're doing. Damn. Huh? How cool. How cool are you for doing that? You could have been doing anything else, and yet you are evolving intentionally instead. You're a freaking badass. Y'all see. Okay, I think I hate to do this, but I'm going to skip to the present so that we can be in this moment. I see Nelson was here with us. Man, what a G. Broken Potato. Tate is here with us as well right now. Thank you for joining us, brother. It's easy to feel like we know when we have hijacked our brains with psychedelics. You think it's brain hijacking? So, are you hijacking your own brain by using a psychedelic, or is the psychedelic plant or the actual organism that made that psychedelic compound, is that the thing hijacking your brain? And why would it want to do that? The logic that I have for the reason it would want to do that is because if it can hijack you into believing it is necessary, you basically ensure its survival. So I might be a little bit in a synchronicity with you there, but the only things that really like convince human beings that they are 100% necessary are the ones that benefit us as humanity. So even if they're hijacking us by giving us something, and the thing they're giving us is information, like on a very visceral level, your body experiences different forms of information through the release of neurochemicals, right? Serotonin, oxytocin, and then you experience something. You get feedback from that chemical. And then if you eat like a psychedelic mushroom, for example, that psilocybin gets broken down into psilocin by your liver, which basically removes like a little phosphate group. It like phosphorylates, is that's what it's called, and then it turns into psilocin, and that looks very similar to your serotonin. It looks so similar to your serotonin to the point where your brain has an affinity for it, which means it would rather bond with psilocybin's psilocin than it would with your own naturally produced serotonin. Why? Why would it do that? That doesn't make sense from a like a defensive, this is something we have to evolve against mentality. Not in my opinion, at least. And then, upon bonding with your brain, it serves the function that your naturally produced serotonin usually serves, and it's transmission of information in this moment. How you're perceiving this, if I speak to you in a completely monotone voice and I have absolutely no face inflection, you are receiving significantly less information from me because your brain releases less serotonin. And by smiling, whoop, your brain releases more serotonin, both mine and yours. Both sides of the same infinity. And I'm not tripping out. I'm not technically tripping out right now. Like I haven't taken anything that's supposed to make me trip, but it's just information. That's what you're receiving right now. Sound information, visual information, feeling information, smelling information, tasting information. And then yours, puppy, don't dig in the grass. And then you're the one that basically forms a perception of this is or this should be and this shouldn't be. Like me watching Pippi dig a hole in the grass. Technically, it doesn't really matter. But because we have these layers of bias of what should be and what shouldn't be, we cut ourselves off from ultimate awareness. And the more layers we have, the less likely we are to believe we are something that is beyond the layer. Melt those things away. Melt away everything you attach yourself to and realize that there is you. As you've always been, just present in this moment. And you know what the craziest thing is? Is the fact that it's so calm. Mm, it is so calm. Like if you've gone through like breath work or yoga or chanting or prayer or a psychedelic trip or sensory deprivation, they can go, it's like there's almost like there's so much going on inside of you. The ultimate you that you are is so aware, is so in tune that all of information is just constantly flowing through that space where it's like, and then we open our eyes and we are in this moment. We are allowed just a moment of peace. Yo, thank you for joining me, friends. Have you heard of the Venus Project? I can't say I have, friend. It sounds pretty interesting, though. Indeed, it's necessary on the farm. Only deal with two flies. Gobbity goo. It's nice to have you. Thank you for joining us. It's an endorphin rush. It really is. It really, really is. You're completely right. More like hacking the brain than hijacking, hacking the code that society has built like a firewall around our consciousness. Melt that shit away. Melt that shit away completely, Tahoe. Thank you, my friend. I feel like if we don't work hard with meditation to gain the knowledge, we will not appreciate it as much if we just take the easy way with drugs. My friend, there is nothing easy about either side of those things you just said. Drugs, at least psychedelic ones, are not easy. Like whoever told you that needs to be checked, dude. Like some of the most difficult experiences I've had in my entire existence were psychedelic ones. Why would I do that to myself? Right? And at this point, I agree with you that now that I've had those experiences, like proper integration, meditation, and like calm, uh, appreciating, realizing that life, this experience is the actual trip. This is the trip we're here to have. And you can remind yourself of that with psychedelics. And that's the way I'm going to be using it. It's going to be more of a reminder rather than a revealer. And that's the switch I'm trying to make. If Carol. I feel like if it don't work, that rings with me. I feel it as well, Shelley, completely. Goeiedag, liewe prins. Die son lyk vir ons almal anders. Vir sommige is jy die son, 'n warmte om in te bad, om oor na te dink, om mee te hergroepeer. Groete vriend, you missed this. I saw uh basically a black hole. So it was like a small black little pin in the middle, and then it had these cones of black coming out, and then it had these shades of like yellow, like these bands. Thank you for that, Nelson. He basically said something beautiful. Let me just say that. I don't know if I should translate it. Thank you so much for just allowing me to say those words, Nelson. Like I don't even speak that way when I speak Afrikaans. That was really well put. I agree. Hello to you, Poetsucks. Friends, please do resend the messages if you want me to like actually read it. I'm so sorry for missing them by skipping into the present. You are such a ray of light, and I'm so grateful for you as we are for you on B. Really, thank you for everything that you've done for us as well. Hear me out. Both can be amazing tools to fire up the brain. No, psychedelics are not for everyone. Agreed. And that's okay. But that can be super useful to so many. They may be a shortcut, but they're effective. Okay. A little fly dude was like overstaying his welcome. I agree. I agree. Psychedelics are not for everyone. But nothing is for everyone. It's about personal experience. Like being willing to listen to yourself, respect yourself enough to actually, man, to actually do some research, like know if you have any. I'm not going to dive into this. Not right now. I don't think we have the time to dive into that right now. The information is within you. I feel that's what needs to be said in this moment. That is that is where the revelation happens. Not within the psychedelic, not within the yoga, not within the meditation, not within the chanting, within the prayer, within etc., etc., etc. It happens within you. And that is the thing that we're trying to get through to people. I feel that's what's most important, Eden, right? Like I'm not like being like, "Ah, rah, rah." I'm just saying like that is where we're trying to come from. And psychedelics helps show you that in a way that our society doesn't necessarily. Like words can't show you what you can show yourself the way you can show yourself what you can show yourself. Right. And that's the real thing. Mm. Ermias, plur. You friends are so loved. No you. Kira burp. Oh, no you times a million billion. Okay. Skip up. Skip boppity boop boop. Skippy boppity beep beep. Okay, baby. Not right now. Not right now. I'm not done just yet. I know I moved, but not just done. Like I kind of want to get this more centered, but I think we'll be fine, right? Hmm? We'll be fine. And I think I'm probably missing a bunch of YouTube comments as well. Melt, from the moment you started talking about butterflies, you had me on a trip, so thank you. I was tripping out in that moment, dude. I felt like I was literally channeling a butterfly. Like I was like 100% within a butterfly's body, mind, experience, and I was just like, oh, sick. I remember butterflies being revealed. When you start talking, got a hit with a wow. I've spent a significant amount of divine attention to experience meat, meat candy. Dude, no, that butterfly. Oh, goodness. Bro, like that. And I love butterflies. I love butterflies. Like I really love butterflies. And then I watch a Meat Canyon video about butterflies. Dream, dude. Oh goodness. Reveal to me the beauty. Reveal to me the love. Please. I want to see the love in that as well. There is, technically. You know, he loves what he does. Papa Meat, he really does. Huh? Looking at my twin? Silly, silly. Mm, you are. The Venus Project is a non-profit that is attempting to establish a new economic model that is based on resources and not currency. Mm. They sound like they have something figured out, actually, dude. But like, who owns the resources? And that's always just like resources in and of themselves. Like they determine a country's wealth on their resources. But how do you trade? And do people buy the resources? Is the resources going to be condensed back into like a single unit that gets traded between one another? Or like, I have so many questions. I guess I have to go and look for myself if I really want to know. Thank you for enlightening me, Broken. I appreciate that, friend. It's an incredible new idea created by an incredible man. It sounds pretty cool, actually. Melt, your vibe is much loved. You, you, you showed you showed me back to myself. I will forever love you for that. Briggs, love yourself for that as well, my friend. You know, like being able to see yourself in that way, it really is beautiful. And you allowing yourself to let me see that as well, thank you, genuinely. Like we genuinely, like in a visceral way. Like I wish I could describe it a little bit better. The way I see it, every single exchange we've had in these streams have contributed to where it is we are right now. And with the amount of consistency and certainty that we've done this, it has contributed to the fractal that it is we're experiencing right now. And we're just starting. Like this is like the infancy of what it is we're yet to do. Imagine how much we would have done in 100 years. 100 years of consciously loving ourselves and one another in the way that we are right now. I cannot even imagine. I cannot even get close to imagining. But we won't have to. We'll literally get to see it together. Isn't that bonkers? Like that, it boggles my brain because I don't think I've experienced it before. Or at least I don't feel like it's revealed to me, if we will, right? Man, maybe that's where the fascination comes from. It's like the part of myself that is imaginative, let's say, can picture a lot if it wants to, but it cannot fully picture the infinity. So instead of trying to, I have chosen to direct my physical beingness into that infinity, knowing that that is the one thing that I can't actually fully grasp with my mind. The only way you can experience infinity is by being it, friends. You already are. It's just about believing it, living into that, and to hear you, friends, loving yourself so much more by seeing that. Like it mirrors back to me the experience I've had, and then that again, contributes to this. Thank you so much. Thank you for every single loving letter that you've put down that you've sent out into this universe, friend. Thank you so much. Genuinely. It takes so long, so much. Enjoy the fast. The process. It takes so long for so many. I enjoyed fast forwarding that process of psychedelics. And the thing is, as well, the way that psychedelics are being used right now, because of the amount of stigma around them, is very haphazardly, with very little, the word that's coming to my mind, ritual or tradition or intention. It's just like, oh, let's get fucked up, and then throws back psychedelics. That way, guess what? If your intention is to get fucked up, guess what the psychedelics are gonna do? It's like, oh, this is the information you want. Here you go, Mr. Sir, Mrs. Sir. Here you go, informations. And then you can have a really bad time. But if we, as a collective society, started using these tools with the intention to consciously evolve, as you can do with drinking water, as you can do with smoking a joint, you can do it with everything in your entire existence. Set intentions to evolve. You're capable of that. We literally have scientific evidence where human beings have the ability to change their gene expression in a very short amount of time, like within an hour. Within an hour. Cheek swab, literally analyze gene expression. Hours worth of meditation practice or yoga. Cheek swab, DNA or gene expression analyze. And then like you can see within an hour significant differences. And people who have done it longer, who have practiced that skill, do it faster with more intensity, if you will. Demethylizes and remethylizes different freaking gene expressions. It takes so much longer. So many. You're right. You are right. Something that always gets me is the waves of the psychedelic experience. In the lull, every time you feel like you've got a handle on where you are, and then whoosh, the wave comes comes again. It's that ebb and flow. It's that ebb and flow. Like you just become so much more aware of it because it's happening in every single moment. It's happening in like different frequencies as well, different resonances, like tunes. It's like, oh, now I'm in this tune of the ebb, but I'm in this tune of the flow, but I'm in this other tune of the bigger flow, but then in this other tune, a very big ebb. And then when on a psychedelic experience, you're just so aware that you can literally experience that flow with inside of yourself as well in this moment. Oh, I know what's going on. Oh, my goodness, what's going on? Oh, I know what's going on. Oh, goodness, what is going on? And just, going back and forth like that, separating so you can experience, enjoy reunification. You, divinity, you. Wake up. Recognize yourself. Thanks you for a beautiful morning start here. I would love to attempt to join this rumored Discord this evening. It's gonna be on the Haywire Hill, so please do. Tahoe, thank you, my friend. Similar to being good at yoga, I hope to never focus on mastering meditation and always appreciate that ever growing process. I hope to never focus on mastering meditation. I don't think, can you master meditation? Like every single meditation is different, right? Like, and that's the thing as well. Like, you're technically doing the same thing, sitting and doing nothing. But every single time you sit and do nothing in the exact same way, you're having a divinely unique experience in that moment with what you've been through, with what you've experienced. The point of meditation is not to make your mind shut up completely. It's just to be with your mind in a way that you're being non-judgmental, in a very visceral forgiveness kind of way. Where you're like, oh, okay, okay, all right, okay, that is that too. Okay, cool. And my mind, for some reason, when I initially start meditating, it tries to convince me with dopamine. It like uses my dopamine as like a come here, come here. You see, and then I'm like, initially I want to like get up and stop being calm because it's like, you can do this, and then you can actually do that. And maybe if you had this tool and that tool, you would be able to do this, right? And then it can be so like jarring to be with your mind in that way that you want to stop. But just allowing yourself to be with your mind, that is all meditation is about. Practicing. And I feel this is a sort of meditation as well. Like you are focusing, but there is not something that you're particularly focusing on. Like I never promised that there is gonna be a resolute point at the end of this stream that you're gonna like, oh yeah, again, this is the thing, because this is the thing. This experience you're having right now, the dance of this moment, and this moment is something that's eternal. So even if you're watching it back 10,000 years from now, this moment is here with us as you breathe, if you need to breathe, as you experience the frequency of your current moment, the ebb and flow of your current moment. It's eternal. Uh, it's a world famous Discord. It really is actually. Like there's people around the world who knows about it. Stream 11. Howdy to you, friend. The general public doesn't understand what meditation is. They take what they see in TV and movies and believe they understand. Yeah, then they never try it as well. It's just like, oh nah, that thing is like, yeah, I don't do that. Just to show that the Venus Project has potential, the founder has honored by the UN for both his economic model and city design. That sounds amazing, Broken. Thank you so much for sharing that, friend. Like more power to him. A better world faster, and by every single one of us doing it. It's not gonna happen by one. Oh, this person. Oh, thank you for saving us. No. Every single one of us needs to be saving ourselves in this moment, and then by extension, saving everyone around us. And it's not a like a justicey. Oh, yeah, you're too weak to save yourself. It's just loving one another, accepting one another, supporting one another in a way that is going to be to the benefit, to the mutual growth of every single person. And it starts with loving yourself. That's where it starts. It starts by accepting yourself as that other side of the infinity and realize that you have the potential to influence this infinity infinitely. Every single one of us. And it boggles our brains if we try to even think about it. So we don't believe it. We're like, nah, yeah, but nah. No. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? All this talk about psilocybin makes me think about Terence McKenna. I could listen to his voice all day. Terence does have a way with words as well. I would be honored to be half as good a speaker as Terence or like Ram Dass or Alan Watts by the time I'm their age. Okay, friends. Hope you take good care of yourselves today. Quick shower before early release for the kiddos. Easter weekend. Have a good one. Aunt V, please take care of yourself and thank you for joining us. Exactly you, Aunt V. Exactly, Mel. Meditation. One master's meditation when you're always thinking in the way you described. Meditation starts with sitting, but but it doesn't stay there. You're right, friend. Like there's so many ways to meditate. You can meditate in any moment. Like this again is a form of meditation. You're sitting in this moment, allowing something to flow through you. And I'm making noises, and these noises are entering your existence. And then your existence generates a perception of that. You can choose to consciously generate a perception, but you're generating a divine perception, one that is infinitely unique, that has never, ever been experienced before. And here you are in this moment, having the jewel of creation, the very quintessential good stuff of what existence is supposed to be. It's surreal. Meditation starts with sitting, but it doesn't stay there. Whew. Oh, human beings. Goodness. Human beings. When I say the word human beings, I imagine every single human being that fits that narrative. When I say human beings, then I like my mind is like all of time where they would be human beings. In the different ways that we've been and the different roles that we've played and the different hats we wore, the different clothes we decided to put on our bodies, different tattoos, different body augmentations. And yet, there was still this. We haven't changed that much. Human beings have been capable of this experience for a very long time. And their conscious experience, their conscious attention in this experience has literally been coded into our DNA, into our collective DNA. And the way we spend our moments in this experience is, in turn, influencing our collective DNA. And that is going to influence the DNA of the future generations. Like the amount of layers of significance that you have, friend. Like my brain is like straight up melting trying to think about it right now. It's kind of surreal. Tripping out, please send help. Please do join. Otherwise, it'd be just another ninja, Isaac Ninja chat. Nothing wrong with that. But I'd love if Kathy and Aiden and others to join more perspective. Thank you so much for that invitation. Please, friends, if you have the time, do try to find your way there. I plan to boop on though. Thank you, Aunt B. Gravity holds us to the ground. Steps, movements without respect for the forces around us. The mind, inner being, and flights into the ethereal are neglected, such as the wave of passivity. Mm, mm, mm. That makes me feel things. Thank you, Palmetto. Thank you so much for that, friend. How surreal. Dude, the layers. The layers, man. You see, like just the amount of layers that you are experiencing. And then as soon as two beings get together, there is new layers. And then if more than two beings get together, there are even more layers. And there are eight, well, getting close to 8 billion human beings on planet Earth. Goodness. Oh, Puppy. And then there's Puppy as well. Look at that. New layers. New layers. More, even more layers. And then, yo, put the layers down, says the brain. It's like, do you want to? So, like, there's so many different references that my brain wants to come up with. Let's do the computer one. It's like I'm rendering like a game that is way out of spec, way out of spec, and then the more like variables I add, like it's like, oh, human, click human layers, and then it's like, are you sure you want to select all humans? And I'm like, yeah, please, 8 billion, sure. And then my my ability to imagine goes to like 5 frames per second. Chop, chop, and then I'm like, oh, okay, oh, nice. I can still kind of see what's going on there. And then it's like, how about I add pets to that? And then it halts to like a frame every 5 seconds. It's like, my brain is like, please, dude, stop. Put down the rendering software. This is not a toy for you to be playing with. Ah, thank you for that, friend. Again, much love to you, Briggs. Before I jump off, I want to share that a good friend lost her young daughter yesterday after she came in contact with dairy at school last week. She fought for 6 long days and she now rests. Let us be grateful for what we have while we have it. She died when she came into contact with dairy at school. That's horrific. Like, isn't that something that would be highly likely? Like I'm just trying to think about the amount of times I got into contact with dairy in school, and it's like staggering. I'm guessing she was extremely lactose intolerant. That's the only thing I can imagine. I'm so sorry to hear that. His life is but a tiny glimpse in time. She experienced an infinity as well. You know, like her infinity, her life that she lived is no less significant than ours is. So many lives lived. Yeah, exactly, broken. Holy shit. I can't even imagine sending so much healing. Please hug that mama so tight for me. Thank you, Eden, for sending that love as well. My mind can't even. I had so many questions fly through my thoughts before they quickly became silent. I feel I'm there as well now, on B. Let's just spend a moment in silence. Kartha, I am doing absolutely fantastically. In this moment, I get to be grateful for the living. I get to be aware. I get to be so aware that there are others that I've passed. I'm looking at a no longer full moon. I think it was full moon yesterday. No, no, no. Maybe it's full moon soon. But it's just sitting so gently in the sky right now. It really is almost magical. Let me show you. Oh, sorry, puppy. It's so nice to have you here, brother. Thank you. I don't know if you saw, but I did like a thank you stream yesterday, and I had to say thank you, dude. Thank you. Just thank you again so much. I really appreciate it. Like I cannot, I will not be able to ever thank you enough, but I'll continue showing up to try. Thank you for showing up today as well. How are you doing, my friend? Meet Canyon when lighting McQueen meets Thomas the Tank Engine is so close to a real deep psych trip as you can get. Like the amount of, visceral storytelling again, right? Like that's why we watch that. Is because we realize, the infinity and then we can experience things from that and reveal things about ourselves, how you feel in a moment about something can say a lot about you. And just allowing yourself that information, allowing yourself to sit with that can be very beneficial, and it's it's why we do it. I say it's why we do it. Thank you for joining us again, Gartha. Like I cannot tell you, man. It's been so surreal the last few days, es- especially after what it is we talked about that day, like pronoia, really believing that the universe is conspiring for our highest good. Like the universe conspired my entire existence for me to see this breathtaking scene right now, just to be like in this moment, like that bird just landing there on that tree, absolutely like inspiring, just to show me that. So thank you, thank you, universe. And again, like I remember so thoroughly, like saying in that moment that in that stream, in that moment, as you were, as you chose to be, you were the universe conspiring for our collective highest good, for my collective highest good. And I've just been tripping out, dude. Tripping out ever since. And it's like this surreal balance of being so dazed and confused, if you will, and then still having to, do the human things, to eat the foods, and to drink the waters, to wash the bodies, and to fight gravity. Right? That's technically what we're doing when we're exercising. Just straight up like Rocky style, fighting gravity. Mm, okay. My mind can't even. I have so many questions flying through my thoughts lately. Yeah, again, sorry, my friend. That's gonna haunt me for a while. I can't even. Same, Eden. Highly allergic, but I truly didn't realize the severity of anaphylactic shock. Oh yes, like why didn't they have like one of those pens? Like I believe anaphylactic shock is something that's pretty common, right? And is it antihistamines? I don't exactly know. Like whatever shot they give you to actually counteract anaphylactic shock is something that they should be carrying at schools. Sorry to share sad news. Awareness. It's okay. On B, we got to have a moment of quiet. And that moment of quiet led to a real sense of reverence and respect for the infinity. Like we can't truly know, but we can be present. So thank you. Everything's perfect. I want to draw something, but can't think of anything. Any ideas, Mr. Mel? Uh, so I'm seeing like a little tent in the middle of like a. It looks almost like a deserted area, and then the tent stands like almost with its back facing the shot, and then it has like a portal, almost like lines opening at the front of the tent, like almost like there is like an other triangle tent, or just like a triangle that like opened up, and like now there's like this light pouring through, and as the light is pouring through, like there's these lines coming out, and the tent like casts a shadow of darkness where the light is coming out, and then like you can imagine for yourself what that's supposed to mean. That's what I saw, friend. I don't know if you can draw that, but there is my idea for you, friend. Thank you for asking. Like if you really want to flatter me, you ask me that question. I would love, absolutely adore to give ideas, because I feel my ability to imagine things is is like significantly overpowered by my inability to draw them. So it's like this jarring experience of I can visualize an idea, and then if I put my hand on a medium, it's like instant ass as soon as I start putting down lines. And I know that I need to keep putting down lines, and I need to do so consecutively and consistently over many years. But I still need to train my awareness a little bit more. Please lag. Thank you for joining us, beloved friend. It's so nice to see you here. They keep EpiPens, but it was too late. The swelling in her brain just kept going. I truly don't understand. They have strict procedures at the school. Negligence. Man, that's so extreme. You know, like that the way that my evolution, in this moment is being influenced by that is like one of two ways. It's like extreme anxiety parenthood where I'm like, my child will never step foot in a school. And then the other part of myself is like, damn, I hope for the better. Goodness, no, that's insane. Adrenaline, the EpiPens are adrenaline. Okay, I'm happy to hear that. I wonder, maybe adrenaline like causes your brain and your body to stop fighting that, whatever it is, so it like actually like reduces the swelling or something. I can't even imagine. Gosh, that poor mama. I'm so sorry, Miss Boob. It's not your fault, friend. Neat, I'll post it when I'm finished. Thank you so much, Broken. Please do, friend. Please tag me in it as well. I would guess it was another child, just a terrible accident. Please do share. Please, 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 please. Kids share so much. They do. They do. And it's beautiful as well. Yo, dying because you ate something. That is that is so scary. Hey, Bon McMurray, it's nice to have you here, friend. Thank you for joining us. What has been revealed to you in your life as of late, if you would like to share with us? Let me be your hands. You can be the mind. We are each a part of the whole. Thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate that, my friend. I would be more than willing to. Like, I genuinely love that, idea of co-creating. I think so as well. Poor baby is probably gonna be so upset. Absolutely. I'll let you guys know on stream and I'll post it to my profile. Thank you so much, friend. We would love to see it. I can do tag me. Like, I would really appreciate if you do. I wanna spend a moment showing you just the surroundings, showing you a Pippi Longstockings as well. Sweet child. Ah, the puppy is making me think of little Kiki, right? She's a little bit bigger than Kiki was, unfortunately. Well, fortunately. So, like I had this moment of anxiety, like almost like recalling all of the pain I went through when Pippi initially lost her canines, because Kiki just lost her canines when she passed, and there was like this moment of me seeing, Kiki as well in Pippi, capable of evolving past our pains and still experiencing love. Such a happy puppy. Probably chews on less dead things. Unfortunately, you are very mistaken. Vomits. She chews on more dead things than she ever has, but now she chews on dead things that don't stink. At least, she's figured out that the stinking thing is not something that I vibe with, so she stops actually. Opens the airways. It is epinephrine, adrenaline. Thank you. Oh, EpiPen, epinephrine. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for educating me, Eden. I haven't posted many sketches, but I have a few on my profile. Please, like, share your profile as well. I'm guessing you're meaning Broken Potato, like this one on Reddit. Unfortunately, it's not that easy for me to just, like, I can't click on it right now. So if you'd be willing to tag me in one of your posts, I'll be able to find your profile a little bit easier. I'm not the best, but I'm getting better. That's the only way. You can only get better. There's no being the best. Asha puppies. I'm sorry. I know. I know. I know. Oh, there we go. Do I do both? Yeah, let's do both. Tick, tick, tick. Oof. Oh, using the legs feels so good right now. Beautiful blue burb. I hope you could see the colors. Felt so synchronous that I actually got to shot it like that. Oh, there's another one. man. One day, one day we'll see that bird's intricate individual feathers. We'll see the little bits of berry juice on its beak, or the bug that it just caught. I can see it with my mind eyes. Look at that, sweetheart. Huh? You being a silly dang? You being a silly? Yeah, I know that seat's nice. I like it all. Keeping it warm for me. Thank you, Pepe. That dude lives in the roof. Nice. Whew. Tag by at name on Discord, please do. Yeah, at Meltmore, and you'll get through to me. Post many. It's basically increase cardiac output, throws up glucose levels, gets the heart beating super fast, so it super pumps. Thank you. That makes perfect sense, actually. Thank you so much. Because like when you have epinephrine, your body basically utilizes your muscles to GTFO, so it like makes your blood pump, probably increases blood pressure as well at the same time. I saw you dancing in the morning yesterday. It had been a while. I'm doing it weekly now, Vslag. I'm dancing for the friends that donate on Patreon. So, like, that's basically why I'm doing it now. So it's like a genuine showing up to say thank you through the medium of dance. So every single Wednesday is basically when I want to. I don't know how to tag, but I'll figure it out. Yes, you will, friend. If you want to tag on Reddit, you just say you slash and then Meltmore as well. Where are we? We are in South Africa. South Africa, friend. Oh, Discord. Oh my goodness, Bloody Mary. I'm happy you're having a good time, friend. So you're dancing. Me exploding to a million fractals of medical knowledge that I'm happy to share. Chemistry is my job. No, please, Eden. Like now I know. Now I actually know what an EpiPen is because I thought it was something to do with epinephrine. No, something to do with histamines actually. I thought it like was like an antihistamine to the extreme because that's like my interpretation of where like most of your allergies come from. So the fact that it's epinephrine like increases your heartbeat, like kind of like utilizes more glucose to actually get you moving, and then in doing so, down regulates the need for like swelling. And now I know. Now that I have the same fractal you do, so thank you for educating me. Where are we? I just researched it. It would have possibly been Conus syndrome, a rare secondary response to anaphylactic shock and treatment thereof. Brain swelling caused with a shock and the treatment apparently. The shock and the treatment. So she gets more brain swelling because of the epinephrine, maybe. On Discord, I don't have Discord, but I guess I can figure that out too. Either way, friend, you slash Meltmore if you want to tag any of you slash and then the username you see if you want to tag any of us. Is that a perm or is your hair just naturally that curly? So if I do this and I straighten it out, I don't know if that answers your question. It grows this way out of my head, friend, and I am very grateful for it. I hope to keep it for as long as it will allow me to. Thank you for asking. Thank you for joining me, friends. Oh, in this moment. Pepe! Pepe! Say goodbye to the friends. Oh, what's that? Where are they? Where'd they go? Where are they? She's so dramatic. I love you, friends. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye. Bye, beloved friends. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't. Love you, friends. Goodbye.